Hi and welcome to another breakdown. First to say I am sorry it took so long, but I have some personal issues that I need to resolve. But hey, better ever than never. So yeah, in this breakdown we will take a closer look at this vehicle. It's a HIMLRS, multiple rocket launch system. And we will go through the vehicle, through the blueprints, expose the variables, and all of that good stuff. But first, let's take it for a ride. So, like always, we have a detailed vehicle, and we have some free camera movement. We have detailed cockpit, working gauges, and let's take it for a spin. Of course, we have some flag action going on and some antenna jiggling. I enjoy that. So we have active suspension. It will go nicely through any obstacle, and of course in UA you can make this vehicle to behave anything you want. Like you can make it heavier, go faster, go slower. Just change the mass of the vehicle, and pretty much you will have a instant change. But this is after many days of testing, this is the result I got. And yep, let's go to this incline. We have working brake lights, we have working lights, we have working indicator lights. Of course we have lights in the cockpit with all the gauges and with all the markings. So let's take it through the tunnel. And through another incline. And now, if you are wondering how to fire this thing, let's take some elevated position. Maybe here. Now, to fire this vehicle, you need to go to tactical camera by hitting B button. And yeah, this is the tactical camera. We have some targets here. With right mouse button, you move the camera. With scroll wheel you zoom out and in, and center mouse button will recenter to your high MLRS. So yeah, and of course left button will fire the rockets. We fired 2 rockets and impact. We have thermal vision, we have flare vision, and exiting the tactical camera with B. So as you can see, we expanded the 2 rockets and we have 4 left. So let's go another to the tactical view. And of course we have a night vision, but because it's day it's overbright, but at night it works flawlessly. So yeah, let's fire 4 more rockets. And we are empty. And after 6 seconds our rockets are replenished. And of course our tubes are full again. And just for fun, let's destroy 2 more targets with thermal view on. Yep. And So let's go to the third person. So yeah, this is the firing. And now let's take a closer look at the exposed variables. So use digital gauge. This is only for testing, but you can use it if you want it. Maybe, I don't know, for some reason. Sometimes it's enabled, sometimes it's disabled. In project I'm exposed. In this particular project it's exposed, so yeah, it's worth mentioning. So the digital gauge, you will have this gauge showing the gears and speed. Use particle effects. When you move the vehicle, it will spawn the particle effects. If you don't like it, if you have your own, you can disable it. Use cross turret. So if you hit this, you will add another firing position, the machine gun, yeah, and you fire it from internally. And we will get to this machine gun later. Use lights on. So you have lights on and off. If you have a level when you want to start with lights on and off, check this. Use vehicle without the character. So this is a very important variable. If you are starting level, when you are auto-possessing this vehicle, so you are not entering directly, you are auto-possessing, you need to check this on. Because if you open the blueprint, we have a bunch of the functions that are starting when the vehicle is possessed. So we need to run this custom event to make sure that everything works properly. If you don't check this, you will have some errors if you are starting your level with auto-possessing this vehicle. Use invert pitch. Up is up, down is down. If you don't like it, use invert pitch. Distance needed to hide a third person widget. So we have this health widget here. If we play and move away from the vehicle, it will enlarge and eventually it will disappear. So this is 30 meters. So after 30 meters, widget will be hidden. If you want to make it widget disappear at longer range, maybe 100 meters. After 100 meters, it will be hidden. Default is 30 meters. Use possess character. When this vehicle got destroyed and you are inside this vehicle, you will be resurrected, basically, with your default pawn. Use vision on all cameras. So basically, if you remember, in the tactical view we have a thermal, night and flare vision. If you check this, you will have a vision on all the camera. Basically, you can have a thermal vision from the cockpit or from the third person, but default is only in tactical view or in the firing position of this machine gun. Seconds to self-destruct if stuck. If you got stuck by any reason, the vehicle will try to self-correct it. For example, if you get like this and you got stuck for 12 seconds, it will self-destroy. But first, the vehicle will try to correct itself, just like that. But if it's not possible, after 12 seconds, it will self-destroy. Use a stuck flip. If you disable this and somehow you get it upside down, the vehicle will stay like that and will not try to self-correct it. And eventually it will blow up. But default is to try to self and correct. Use free tactical. Now we need to explain this from the game. This is the default tactical. So if you pay attention to the cursor, you can move the cursor pretty much in the corner. It's a free moving cursor and you are moving up with the right mouse button. But if you disable this and go inside the tactical view, pay attention to the cursor, it will stay centered no matter what. So we have some limitations there, and I could not decide which I prefer the best, so I kept them both. So yeah, this is the secondary optional movement for the camera, but default is free cursor. Now let's just like that. Use tactical. So yeah, we can use the tactical map, or if we disable this and go to the tactical view, or we can move this turret freely. Now if you play the game Renegade X, there is a similar rocket system that I liked in that game, and it had similar movements, so you can fire it from this position. Yeah. No tactical view, just plain old third person or first person view. And it looks cool. I mean, you have some visual elements that you cannot see in tactical. Or just like that, and we shoot down the drone. Nice. So yeah, sorry about that. This is only because it could not process the drone shooting down. So if we use tactical, of course default is use tactical, but if you don't like tactical and prefer more arcadey stuff, yeah, you can use that. Use flag. Of course we have this pretty flag here, and we have a Ukraine flag to show support for the Ukrainian people and the Slava Ukraini. And if we go to the shared folder, you have flags on separate materials, so you can import your flag. This is just a plain texture, regular size, nothing crazy, and we have materials for the flags, so you can change flag to any country you like. Top hatch rotation. Now let's leave it this beautiful flag. And yeah, this is top hatch. We have currently at 0. You can open it all the way. Basically you are controlling the rotation of the hatch. Gun overheating. This is for the 50 caliber machine gun. If we go and play the game, fire the gun, eventually it will overheat. So basically those two variables are controlling the overheating mechanics. Secondary gun heat cooldown rate. When you are firing the gun and releasing the trigger, 14 points will be reduced from the heat pool. Basically how fast the gun will cool down. Secondary gun heat add on every bullet, so when you fire the bullet, 2 points are added to the heat pool. If you want to make your gun overheat faster, type this like 12. And you can fire a couple of bullets and your gun will overheat. If you want to disable overheating, type 0. Basically you can fire definitely, the gun will not overheat ever. Health of the vehicle starts at 100%. For some reason you have level where you have a vehicle with 50%. Now it's a 50%. Of course you can go lower. Health refresh rate. So when the vehicle start refreshing its health, it will add 2 points every second. Health refresh cooldown. So this vehicle got damage, for example, I don't know, 10%, and after 8 seconds of not receiving any damage, it will start refreshing its health until 100. That is it. Hide third person health widget. If you don't like it, you have your own system. You can hide it or unhide it, or you have a cinematic. Customization. This is default skin. Army green. We have woodland. We have desert skin, and we have a nice looking digital desert. Default is army green. Missiles. Default is 6 missiles in the rack. If you think that is too much or want to lower this, you can maybe put 2, and now you have only 2 missiles that are ready to fire, and all of them are empty. So minimum is 1, maximum is 6. Reload missile rack time. So after you spend all of the 6 missiles, or how many missiles you put in the ammo count, after 6 seconds of depleting those missiles, the rack will be replenished. Tactical camera movement speed. So basically when we move the tactical camera, this is the speed of the movement. If you want to go lower with the movement or go faster, increase or decrease the speed. Limit tactical movement. So this island patch terrain is 4 by 4 kilometers, I think. And at these settings, I think this is the 8 by 8 kilometers range. So for example, if you want to lower the range of the tactical movement, let's demonstrate this. This is the default value. We go to the tactical. We can go all the way up. Basically, we can go over the map. But if you have a reasonable size map, you maybe change this to 2. And this is the limit we can fire. Basically, from the center of the map in any direction. This is the limit. So this variable controls the limits of your camera movement. So those are the exposed variables. Now let's take a closer look at the blueprint. Yep. So like always, we have a color-coded nodes. Greens are for the inputs, for your cameras, your fire buttons, night visions, flare visions, and all that good stuff. Basically, all the inputs. Purple is when exiting the vehicle, what is happening to the vehicle when it's exited. So those are all nodes that are played. Stopping the engine, playing the animation, opening and closing doors. Nodes controlling the start. This is the start nodes. When you enter the vehicle, this yellowish color is damage, and whites are basically miscellaneous nodes, like possession after destruction, but they are all labeled here. We have functions on the side, and all the functions are in this green, dark green color. But they are all nice labeled and no spaghetti wires. I try to keep them clean as much as I can possible, and not to collapse them, because then I get emails asking where are the nodes, and I kinda get tired of explaining to uncollapse the nodes, but I would love to collapse them. This is only for the testing purposes, but you can connect it if you want it. Of course, I forget to mention, you have a destroyed version of the vehicle with animations and some particle effects. and let's hope we will never see it destroyed in the real life. I pray for that. So yeah guys, this was the HIMLRS multiple rocket launcher, latest projects that it took me some while to make this breakdown video. Again, I am so sorry about that, but something yeah, some effects on your life you cannot control. Yeah, so yeah, thank you very much, and I hope I will see you in the next one. Thank you and bye.